What's up everyone and welcome back to Nexus. Prisons are an important part of society. They lock away the people that are dangerous so they can't hurt us anymore. Well, sometimes the justice system gets it wrong and the people who end up in prison shouldn't have ended up there at all. This is the top 5 people who were wrongfully convicted. As a way of saying thanks for 50,000 subscribers, we were giving away an Amazon gift card to all of our subscribers. Well, today we hit 100,000 subscribers, so we're doubling up on that. If you would like to win an Amazon gift card, all you need to do is be subscribed to the channel. Also, for this video, let's aim for the golden like button, which is 1,000 likes, so make sure to click that like button to help us reach our goal. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's talk about the top 5 wrongful imprisonments. Number 5, Anthony Porter. In 1982, Anthony Porter was convicted of the murder of 2 teenagers in Washington Park, Chicago. According to the story, Parker was supposedly the man who shot 2 teenagers on some bleachers by a pool in a park. Things got so far in Porter's case that he was only 50 hours away from being killed by lethal injection. Luckily for Porter, he received a stay of execution from the Supreme Court because apparently he had a low level of intelligence to understand the events that were happening. This meant that there was extra time for the investigation into Porter's case. The investigation led to further testimonies from key witnesses and a videotaped confession of the killings from the actual murderer. After all this new evidence was uncovered, Anthony Porter was freed from prison, just escaping his death. Number 4, Robert Dewey. In 1994, Robert Dewey was locked up for a life in prison without parole. The issue was, he had never committed the crime that he was locked away for. He had supposedly strangled a 19-year-old woman in Colorado until she died from lack of air. But 17 years after his conviction, Dewey was released when the new DNA identification technology was invented and it cleared him of the crime. Unfortunately, 17 years in prison was a long time. And while he was given money to compensate for his time locked up, he actually missed the funeral of his only son when he was on the inside. He missed his son's death, burial, and the birth of his grandchildren, all because he had been locked up for a crime he never committed. Number 3, Kirk Bloodsworth. With the last name like Bloodsworth, it's not a surprise that Kirk ended up in prison, so you'd think. However, Kirk never deserved to be there in the first place. He was convicted of rape and then murder of a girl who was 9 years old in Baltimore in 1984. He spent 9 years in prison and 2 of them were on death row. That's what makes this story so insane. Usually when someone gets put on death row, that's it. It's just a waiting game until you get sentenced to death. He is the only man that has ever been lawfully released from death row. Luckily, his release even managed to help police find the real killer. Number 2, William Dillon. William Dillon could have been a baseball star. He was about to try out as a pitcher for the Detroit Tigers in 1981, but before he got the chance, he was arrested on the charge of murder in Florida. Even though he had a reliable alibi, he supposedly showed up where the body was found. Not only that, but another inmate lied and said that Dillon actually confessed to the murder to him while he was awaiting trial. Dillon ended up serving 27 years in prison and was eventually released because of the help of the Innocence Project, a project dedicated to helping wrongfully imprisoned and new DNA technology. When he got out, Dillon became a musician who played in a band with other convicts who had been wrongfully imprisoned, and that eventually got him to play on the field of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays game in 2012 where he sang the Star-Spangled Banner. It's just a shame that wrongful imprisonment took away his ability to go pro at baseball and just took away his life. Number 1, James Richardson. James Richardson has one of the most tragic stories that we've ever come across. He was wrongfully imprisoned for the murder of his 7 children. He spent 21 years in jail for the crime, where he had to live with the memories of his children's death with no chance at redemption or the ability to grieve. His children were poisoned after their lunches were laced with pesticide. James was framed by the authorities and alleged by prosecutors to have murdered the children of his family for insurance money. It eventually came about that Richardson hadn't murdered his family at all. The woman who had been babysitting the 7 children confessed to the crime and Richardson was freed. You really have to feel for this guy. Anyways, that was our list of the top 5 wrongfully convicted prisoners. Did you think we missed something better? Don't hesitate to leave a comment down below setting us straight. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss another video in the future, and make sure to hit that like button to help us reach our goal of 1,000 likes. Thank you so much for watching, have a great day, and goodbye.